I know we're only in January, but I think we might already have the most generically named movie of the year. So Plane stars Gerard Butler and Mike Colter, and this film tells the story of an airline pilot who, during a routine flight on his way home to see his daughter, is crash landed in an island in the Philippines, and he has to learn to survive in this incredibly hostile and unknown, uncharted environment, while also trying to keep his passengers safe and also keep himself alive so he can see his daughter once again. So when I first heard about this movie, I thought, okay, it's another Gerard Butler movie. Like, you know exactly what you're getting with a Gerard Butler movie. Like, this is going to be action heavy. It's not going to be particularly heavy on story or character. So going into this, I knew exactly what to expect. And to be honest, that's exactly what this is. If you've seen any Gerard Butler movie like Olympus Has Fallen or anything like that, you know exactly what you're going to get with Plane. So with that said, is it a good one? On the whole, I'd say yes. I think it is a good one. I mean, Gerard Butler, once again, is very capable in this movie. He's a very, capable pair of hands to give a movie like this to. He's very similar to your Liam Neeson's, to kind of carry this somewhat generic action movie on his shoulders. I think he delivers a strong, well-rounded performance. He works in the film. He sells the action. I bought him as this character. He's still Gerard Butler. He still has that Gerard Butler charm. But he's also delivering a strong enough performance for what this movie is asking him to do. However, I will say I really like Mike Colter in this movie. He plays this ex-con who is tasked, he's put on the plane as part of the transfer, and his character was really cool because he kind of has this backstory where you kind of want to know more about him, and as the film goes on, he kind of gets this level of redemption, which is really cool for him. I just enjoyed his character, his story, and Mike Colter's performance. I love Mike Colter from Luke Cage, so to see him on the big screen in this movie was really, really cool. Great to see him get more work. So I enjoyed his character, like I say, by far the most compelling of all the characters in the film. Now, as expected, this is an action movie with Gerard Butler, so how is the action? Well, the action itself is fine. You get your average stuff, some, fisticuffs and scraps. You also get some shootouts towards the end, and it's nothing that you haven't seen before, although I will say the action was a bit gorier than I expected. Again, it's not, if you've seen lots and lots of films, it's by no means the goriest thing you've ever seen, but given the fact that this was a Gerard Butler action movie, I was expecting it to be less bloody than it was. So props to the movie for actually making it a bit more gory and catching me off guard with that, with some pretty brutal and gnarly kills. I will say though, this movie does take a while to get going. I kind of thought that this film was going to just start immediately with the plane crash, because you know exactly what's going to happen. Like, we know the plane crashes. I mean, the tagline of the movie is literally, the crash was just the beginning. So we knew that was going to happen. But the movie does take a little bit longer to get to that point, and I get why it did it, but I feel like for a movie like this, which I knew was going to have pretty shallow character work anyway, don't necessarily try and give me more character work than that. I'm happy for you to just crash this plane and let's just get on with it. And I feel like this movie, it's not a particularly long film, but it did take a little bit of a while to get to the kind of catalyst for the movie, and I just felt like it wasn't really necessary. And also the villains in the film are just incredibly, incredibly weak. They are just standard generic bad guys who are coming after our crew for reasons because they're bad. I don't know. They're kind of this militia group who kind of run this island. It's kind of said in the movie that this island has been so overrun by these militant groups that the Filipino army just won't even go near it anymore. They just don't even bother because they've just been screwed over that many times. So that was kind of an interesting idea, but the movie doesn't really do anything with it. You just kind of meet this group and they chase around the characters a bit and they get shot at. And like I say, there isn't really much motivation to them besides the fact that they are bad. We're told that they're bad. We see them do a couple of bad things, but they're not really fleshed out enough to kind of be these interesting villains, which again, I wasn't necessarily expecting, but they were a bit blander than I was expecting. Overall though, I think Plane is a good watch. Would I recommend you go see this in cinema? Maybe not. I mean, if you're really looking forward to it, then sure, go ahead. I would never tell anyone to not go and watch anything if they're looking forward to it. But if you're just, if you're sitting on the fence, you're not sure, I'd probably wait till this comes to streaming. I think this would be a good streaming movie to watch at home. It's not got any, big action spectacle that you have to see on the big screen. You're not missing anything. It's a good watch. It's enjoyable, but nothing spectacular. So if you guys seen the movie Plane, if you have, make sure you let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Did you think it was good? Did you think it was bad? Whatever you thought about the movie, let me know in the comments down below. And if you want to see more movie reviews like this, make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any uploads from me. And I hope to see you guys again next time.